Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of Ballet International. Here is Jean-Pierre Tribullois from Rome, Italy speaking. I am the administrator of Ballet International Group on Facebook and on the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about a new topic, which is very interesting. So try to follow me because it's a little bit difficult to explain and also my English is not perfect. When you are in a ballet school, in a private ballet school or in a big ballet academy, you have a very strong impact with the other dancers who are learning ballet with you. And it is very easy to make friends. And but sometimes also when you make friends, you are more friend with some people and less friend with others. Now, when you start your professional career as a professional dancer in a ballet company, and you make the usual audition, and then you are accepted, the situation of having friends become a little bit more difficult, which means that I'm referring to the dancers who make you think that they will become your best friends, but actually they are not. So it's very difficult to identify the real one from the false one, or from the fake one. You have different type of dancers. You have the one who come to you and want to offer you a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or they want to go out after rehearsals to have something to eat at a restaurant with you. You have the other type of dancer who during rehearsal will try to give you some advices on your technique. You have the other type of dancers who will tell you, I'm going to bring your costume at the dressing room instead that you go because you have been working so much. Or they will tell you, I will bring your point shoes and I will bring it to you on stage in the wings in order that you don't have to run up to the dressing room. And you have different type of situation. Now, you will tell me, but how can I identify the real one from the fake one? Because they could, be the same. And it's difficult for you to identify which is which. So, but there are sometimes people who try to manipulate you in the ballet company. And this applies to corps de ballet, to soloists, and to principal dancers. But also it applies to within teachers, within choreographers, if there are two choreographers, a repetitor with artistic directors, and more you go higher and more you risk to have unpleasant situation. I'm going to show you this video. This video normally applies to everyone, even for the people who are not in the world of ballet. But in the world of ballet, you have different situations. And sometimes you have ballerinas who find in the ballet shoes pieces of glasses, razor blade, just tiny razor blades. They may have the costume who has been cut with the scissors, something going wrong with the makeup, different situation. Of course, not everyone could be so evil and so look like a vampire or look like a gargoyle waiting for you to make you fall and be happy to see you fall. Not fall, the real meaning on stage or in the ballet studio, but to make you fall from your technique and also to the respect within you have ballet teachers. For instance, if you have a ballet dancer and you say, "Oh, I forgot to see the cast list and at what time we start tomorrow." And another dancer will tell you, "Oh, don't worry, tomorrow we start after class at 11:30 and we have the class at 10 o'clock." Then you go the next day and you see that everything has changed and you arrive and you are late for the rehearsals. And you see that the ballet teacher and choreographer and repetitor and artistic director, everybody will look at you that you had a tardiness in your work. So you have to take care about this situation. The only thing I may advise, not now, after you have seen the video. So have a look and think well about what is said in the video. Enjoy it.
When we talk about evil people, we're not talking about your run-of-the-mill jerks or difficult personalities. We're talking about people who seem to go out of their way to hurt others, who lack empathy and manipulate those around them. So, what are some signs that you might be dealing with an evil person? Well, they might seem charming and charismatic at first. They may even seem to care about you or be interested in your life. But as time goes on, you might start to notice that they're only interested in you for what you can do for them. Or they might start to belittle you or criticize you. Let's say you meet someone at an event who seems to be the life of the party. They're making everyone laugh, telling great stories, and seem genuinely interested in you. You might think that you've just made a new friend, but be careful. As you get to know this person more, you might start to notice that they always have to be the center of attention. They might talk over you, interrupt you, or even put you down in front of others. They might also be quick to anger or become aggressive if they don't get their way. This is a classic example of someone who might seem charming and charismatic at first, but is actually quite toxic. So, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with someone who seems too good to be true, be cautious. Take the time to really get to know them, and trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Remember, not everyone who seems charming and charismatic is actually a good person. Another red flag to watch out for is a lack of empathy. So empathy simply means being able to understand and share the feelings of others. It's an important trait that helps us connect with others and form meaningful relationships. When someone lacks empathy, it means they don't care about how their actions or words affect others. Evil people often have a hard time putting themselves in other people's shoes and understanding how their actions might affect those around them. They might do things that seem cruel or hurtful without any remorse or guilt. This lack of empathy can become even more troubling when it extends beyond personal relationships. For example, let's say you have a boss who doesn't care about the well-being of their employees. They might push you to work long hours without overtime pay, ignore your requests for time off, or criticize you unfairly in front of others. This kind of behavior can create a toxic work environment that affects everyone involved. If you notice that someone doesn't seem to care about your feelings or the feelings of others, it's worth considering whether or not you want them in your life. And then there's manipulation. Evil people are often very good at getting what they want, whether that means lying, gaslighting, or even forms of manipulation. Have you ever had a friend who always seems to get their way, no matter what? Maybe they always know just what to say to get you to do what they want, and they may make you feel guilty when you don't go along with their plans. That's a classic example of manipulation. Now, not all manipulation is necessarily evil. Sometimes, people use these tactics without even realizing it. They do it with good intentions. For example, a parent might manipulate their child into eating their vegetables by promising them dessert afterwards. That's not necessarily evil, right? But when someone uses manipulation to hurt or control others, That's when it becomes a real problem. The thing is, manipulation can be a powerful tool, and it's not always easy to recognize when it's happening to you. So if you're not sure whether someone is trying to manipulate you, it might be a good idea to talk to a trusted friend for advice. Evil person is extremely controlling. Now, we all have people in our lives who like things done a certain way. Maybe you have a friend who insists on always picking the restaurant, or a family member who wants to control how the holidays are celebrated. And that's okay. Everyone has their quirks. But when someone is extremely controlling, it goes beyond just having preferences. They want to control every aspect of your life, and they'll stop at nothing to make sure things are done their way. So, what does extremely controlling behavior look like? Well, it can take many forms. Maybe they're constantly checking up on you, wanting to know where you are and what you're doing at all times. Or they might try to isolate you from your friends and family so that they're the only ones you can turn to. They might also try to micromanage everything you do, from the way you dress to the way you talk, and if you try to push back, they might resort to threats, intimidation, or even violence. If this describes your situation, you might need to set boundaries, or even cut ties with them if they're not willing to change their behavior. Finally, most evil people are pathological liars. They lie about everything, even when there's no reason to. Think about it. If someone is lying all the time, it's because they have something to hide, or they want to manipulate you. They may lie to get what they want, to avoid getting in trouble, or just for the sake of lying. And unfortunately, evil people are masters at lying. They are skilled at manipulating their words to make themselves look good, even if they're actually doing something terrible. Evil people may try to convince you that they are trustworthy, but their actions will always speak louder than their words. If you catch someone in a lie, it's best to keep your guard up and try to distance yourself from them. As you can see, evil people exist, and you might be able to recognize these signs. Whether it's a colleague at work, a friend, or even a family member, encountering an evil person can be a truly harrowing experience. And so, for the bonus you've been waiting for, here is one proven strategy for setting boundaries when dealing with an evil person. The key is to maintain a firm and unwavering stance, being clear about what you will and will not tolerate. It's essential to communicate your boundaries clearly and consistently, using a calm and assertive tone. For example, let's say you have a coworker who always tries to take credit for your work. You might say something like, "I appreciate your interest in my work, but I would prefer it if you didn't take credit for it. It's important for me to receive recognition for my own contributions." You must also stick to your boundaries, even if the evil person pushes back or tries to manipulate you. Evil people often try to find ways around boundaries, but if you remain firm and consistent, they will eventually learn that you won't tolerate their behavior. Setting boundaries when dealing with an evil person can be a tricky task, but it's an important step towards regaining control of your life and protecting yourself from any further harm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope now that this short video have made you understand the situation that I was trying to explain with my poor English and everything. What I may suggest when you have problems, like the video that I have explained, keep your distance. Try to not talk. Don't give any reaction. Just be cool and never reply, because sometimes there are people who like to provoke you during your work. Don't give any reply. Be strong mentally, because it's very easy to lose your temper, but just don't give any reply. With a beautiful smile, you turn on the other side and you keep doing your work. If somebody try to give you an advice, yes, thank you. And then you keep doing your work. Of course, if it's a ballet teacher or choreographer who will tell you, instead of doing this movement, you will do another type of combination, you will not say no, you will say yes. But I'm referring to dancers, because sometimes the fight is very harsh, very strong, And usually there is a lot of competition from cours de ballet to soloist, and then from soloist to principal dancer. And the life is very hard. It's like a jungle. So it's only the strong one who reach a good point, and it's only the strong one who knows what he or she is doing and what she wants to do. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that I have been given a good idea. Thank you for watching.